Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Cinema Circle, the show where we talk and do movie reviews of all your favorite releases coming out of Hollywood. The show that is for the fans, by the fans. I'm your host for today, Mr. Scenario Shaquille VonJevy, and joining me is Anthony Hunos.
Hello.
Patricia Rastrulo.
Hey, what's up?
And returning as a guest is Rahmon Burrel.
What's up?
Alright, the movie that we're reviewing today is Power Rangers, so let's check it out.
Little Rangers. How cute.
Okay, now that's cool. Let's go. Yeah! Power Rangers! Yeah!
Alright, so we're back. Power Rangers. What did you guys think, man? Like, this was like our childhood
That's so funny.
coming to life again for the second time. Let's start off with Anthony. What do you-
Right. Well, when the news first came out about a Power Rangers movie, in all honesty, I wasn't feeling it
Yeah.
because I had a feeling they weren't going to do it justice. And I came into this movie with pretty low expectations. I didn't expect it to be amazing or anything, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I got. It wasn't bad, but it didn't live up to that.
For me, I was always saying that, hey, you know what? We got Iron Man, we got Spider-Man, we got all these superhero movies. I'm like, we need a Power Ranger movie. I'm like, it's time that they can reboot it, make it a little bit more serious. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
wanted it.
So I wanted it.
So-
I wanted it
Sure.
before they even announced it.
The only reason I didn't want it was because I was scared that it would be too campy for like a modern Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
That's
Like cheesy.
See, but
Yeah, cheesy.
see, but this is the thing. I wanted it, but I didn't want the camp and the cheese.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted it. I wanted them to take the property more seriously because when you look at when you look at what else is out right now with superhero movies, right? I was just like, okay, they're gonna look at what's out and they want to build a franchise for themselves and
Yeah.
they want to take it seriously, right?
Right.
So like, I'm not expecting them. So like when they came back with Batman, they took it more seriously than Batman and Robin because that was not
Right.
what Batman is now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted for this. So when I heard the news, I was really excited about it, and I was just like, yeah, they're gonna do it, blah blah blah, whatever. And but even though the trailers were good and everything like that, I still had my expectations on the floor. And so when I went into the movies, it looked good. I wanted it to be good, but I was expecting it to be bad. This is a movie where I can say, you know what, good effort.
So I'm kind of like the fish out of the water because all three of you are like experts on on the Power Rangers. So from my perspective, it was okay. There's a lot more bad for me in this movie than there was good, but maybe that's just because I'm coming as an outsider to this movie, right? But the one thing that I really liked was Billy. I think he was the best
Out of
ranger out of all five of them. Even though Jason was the leader, he didn't really stand out as a leader for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt
so
like Billy was the main
I
character.
thought Billy was the main
Yeah.
ranger, and that's why I love that. Like, I loved him in it.
There was one thing that I was going to actually mention. I like the fact, I think that that's a pro for me because I like the fact that they didn't just focus on Jason and Kimberly, which is
Yeah.
what I thought that they were going to do.
Mhm.
They actually focused on all of them,
Yeah.
right? Trini got a lot of play.
Yeah.
I wasn't even expecting that. Like, even like the first real action sequence was
Yeah.
with Trini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it to be her, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I thought that was pretty cool.
For me, I love Power Rangers. So from I heard the movie was coming out, I was amped for it. So that's why.
Campy or not, right?
Yeah. It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But after watching it, I felt like it was just okay. Like me personally, I wanted it to be like, I wanted to leave out saying, oh, it was the best. Oh, I love this movie, but it was just okay. I feel like it was more of like an origin story. I like
Yeah.
that they made it an origin story, so you get to know the background instead of like the TV show that we used to watch. It kind of you just knew Rita was the bad guy and that was it. Now you kind of understand where Rita and Zordon came from. And also, sorry, like they came from, and then I felt like it's more so leading up to a sequel.
Yeah.
Like
The first quarter of the movie I thought was the best,
Mhm.
right? I feel like it started off stronger than it ended,
I agree.
yeah,
in my opinion. I think the best moments for me were them as themselves, right? Them as students, them
Yeah.
coming together and forming a relationship.
Mhm.
What do you guys think of the costumes? Did you like it or?
In the movie, I liked it,
I liked it in
I'm
the
not
movie.
a
Yeah.
but I'm still
Yeah,
not.
I'm not a fan of the
I
comics.
would like for them to upgrade it if they do an
Yeah.
episode.
It kind of reminded me of Suicide Squad
Mm.
Really?
in the sense that the beginning was like an origin of every single person,
Oh, okay.
and then coming together.
Yeah, yeah.
So it kind of reminded me of Suicide Squad, and like for Suicide Squad, I like Suicide, but it was the same thing. Like
Actually, that's true. Like how
Yeah.
they at first they didn't want to work together.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
True.
true.
so, kind of reminded me of that.
Another good thing I thought was Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. I liked her. She wasn't too over the top.
She was
See,
thought.
I think she was over the top,
Yeah,
but that was
but
the
it
intention.
fit.
But it was
Yeah,
good
it
though,
fit
yeah.
her
Good that she
character,
was.
and she like
She
was
was
really
better
bad
than
at
all
it.
of them.
Yeah,
And she
that's
was
what I
she was
thought.
like the modern, like the exact modern day of the actual Rita from the original. Because
Yeah.
if you remember, she was so over the top. and
Yeah,
crazy.
she was.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, like, she
and
was
she wasn't so
crazy.
cheesy.
She had that.
Although Elizabeth Banks was really good in this movie, in my opinion, I feel like she was in a totally different movie.
Yeah.
I think part of that is that there was no balance between the Rangers and her as far
Yeah.
as tone goes, because they were pretty much grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's here in this
Over the
like
top, yeah.
fantasy,
Yeah,
like
over the top.
supernatural world. So when you put them together, it kind of didn't balance well. I
Yeah.
think that's what
It wasn't cohesive
Yeah.
enough, yeah. I think they concentrated too much on the origin. I thought it was too
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, they did.
Like, there's a little action in this movie, and I think they could have cut a little bit of the origin story to make it a little bit more action-packed.
So moving on to the verdict, we're just gonna talk about our overall opinion of the movie, and then we're gonna rate it out of 10. And do you want to see a sequel?
Yes, I do.
You want to see a sequel?
I want to see a sequel just because they led us to that point of so many things that we never saw and that we can see. So I'm looking forward to a sequel.
What do you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10, because of my love for it, I will give it an 8. There's a lot of improvements that they could
Yeah,
make,
yeah.
but I feel like it's capable of making. So
Okay. All right, fair.
I give it a 6.5. Just because I know, just because it's not like I didn't feel it was cohesive enough of a movie. I think there's certain parts missing in the film too that I was like, you sit there and you're like, what just happened? And like they even say it in the film, and you're just like, okay, they're not gonna explain that, and then
Yeah.
they don't. So you're just like, okay, so we're just supposed to forget that happened, and I don't know. And then like I like them as a cast. There's obviously Billy was the best for me, and it was a little cheesy, but I don't think the tone
like
was
it
like,
worked.
yeah, like it worked a little, but it was just so like all over the place.
It was.
for me. That's kind of why.
In
I
terms
gave
of
it.
tone.
Yeah, in terms of tone, it was all over the place, and even the way they advertised or marketed the movie, I think they didn't know the demographic they were
Yeah.
going for. So that's why I give it a 6.5. I'll watch a sequel. It was fun. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's a
wasn't
fun-
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It's
Yeah.
fun for kids.
Okay, so for me, the first part of the movie, the first half of the movie, I was like, yo, you know what? This movie's a 7. This movie's a 7. But then as it finishes off, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 6.5 as well. This movie was. This is what I believe. If you're a Power Rangers fan, like myself, you're gonna love this movie, right? It gives you everything. Yeah, they change up certain things, but they give you a lot of homages. They give you a lot of references to the original, and they kind of stay true to that, right? And I also think that if you're not a Power Rangers fan and somebody dragged you to go watch it, you're gonna have a good time at the movies. You're gonna have fun. You know, like it's not a horrible movie.
I feel like I have to give it 2 ratings. One from a fan's perspective,
Okay.
one from an average moviegoer. I think
But
as
you're
a
not.
fan,
But you're not an average moviegoer, so how could you do that?
like for the guys that are watching
He's
this.
distancing himself.
Yeah.
from it,
Okay. So as a fan, I would give it a 7.5 for the same
Okay.
reasons.
yeah.
You got a lot of the nostalgia that you got from the TV show, which is good. As a movie, outside of being a fan, I would give it a 6 because it was predictable. There was no substance. It was just
I feel like they had a little substance.
a little
to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
bit, a little.
Like
Yeah,
with
what
the
did-
characters.
What did you think about the kid with, like, how they included someone with autism and then a gay character as well? What did you guys think of that?
I didn't.
Like, Billy, they made Billy a little bit autistic. Like, he was on the spectrum. That's what they meant,
I do
right?
notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You
made
see
him,
it.
like, instead of him just being
Oh.
quirky,
Yeah.
they're like, he told the audience, I'm on the spectrum, right? So that means, like, he's
Yeah.
autism.
They showed it like little parts
Yeah.
in the beginning
Yeah.
too.
I thought it was fine.
To me, it doesn't make or break it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
make or break it. I thought it was fine. I
Like,
thought it
that
was
added
well
a little
acted.
substance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that,
Yeah.
there's substance. And another thing that I really liked about it is the fact that they took time to show you where all of them come from.
I didn't feel the character development in them becoming friends. Like, you know how they would say, oh, we love you, or we're friends, this and that.
Mhm.
I felt like it felt forced.
Even in that major scene.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think like you see the buildup of them coming
It
together,
built up.
but I felt like you didn't see the moment where they really started to.
Or it wasn't believable. Maybe?
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't feel. I feel like it was forced, that part.
It wasn't
Maybe because it's all rushed because you're telling 5 different stories plus Zordons and Ritos, right? So it's like 7 characters that they were really.
That's-
It could be
probably
the
what it
timing.
was.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
timing of
That's
the.
why I feel like this was for like a Power Ranger fan.
Yeah.
Just to get the
Yeah.
background. And like if you the sequel will be like people that just started watching Power Rangers. And it's like, you know, they're in Angel Grove, they're chilling at the cafe, stuff like that.
Yeah, it will be more developed.
Yeah.
I think the sequel will be way better.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
sequel will be way better. If for the sequel, the last point I'm gonna make is that if they do the same movie for the sequel, then
It's done.
it's done.
Mhm.
They need to up it, and they have all the room in the world to up it. So
They
yeah,
need to up the budget a little.
and they need to up the budget.
Yeah.
And I mean, they can't end the last one how they ended this one. The ending was the worst part.
Oh,
of it.
it
Yeah.
was terrible.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was funny.
When it happened, I was like, oh my god.
I was like, really? But I know why they did that. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did it because of what happened.
But it was
in
still
the
like,
That's what I'm
come
saying.
on.
You couldn't
in the
understand
tension.
why
Yeah,
they did that.
I know
Yeah.
exactly
But
why
like-
they, yeah. But whatever.
But it was like.
All right, so it's an 8, it's a 6.5,
6.5,
6.5, and it's which
like
one are you gonna
7.
go with?
You're
7. I'll go in between 7.
7.
So you're gonna go with the 7. All right, that will do it for this episode of Cinema Circle. I always mess this part up. 'Cause I can't-
Yeah.
All right, so make sure we have Instagram, so make sure you follow us on Instagram at cinema_circle, and send us an email. Let us know what you guys think. If there's anything that you guys want us to do, touch on. Our email is cinema. What is
Circle
it?
one.
Cinema Circle.
cinemacircle1@gmail.com. All right, for everyone here at Cinema Circle, stay blessed and always keep it 100. Thank y'all for joining us.